Hi there guys, welcome to Win-Loss Record, the series where sometimes you just have to play with your favourites. So, after the last incredible month that we had getting a really good win record with Black Wings, it's time to move on to one of my favourite decks of all time, Red Dragon Archfiend. We are playing kind of an old build of Red Dragon Archfiend. It's still mostly the same as what we've got going on at the moment. Of course, we are playing all of these duels before the ban on Max C, or the semi-limit of Max C. But as you can see, we've still got Exploded Dragon Wing in here. So, yeah, it's not quite been updated to its full power. But let's see what we can do. Now, I'm going to proviso this by saying these first couple of duels are unfortunately kind of just things to show off what the deck can do. My opponents either didn't want to play the game or just weren't going to sort of engage, and normally I don't include that footage in these duels, but I played a good combo, got out a really good board at the end of it, so I put this first one in here. So we've got our Bastille Dispatcher out here, and our Red Dragon Archfiend has summoned off the Scar Dragon Archfiend. Abyss is arriving, and now we can start looping the Obsessive Overloop, which is really useful to being able to extend that combo just that little bit more to get a Red Dragon Archfiend Bane out here, and then also summon out the Overloop in order to bring out another Scar Dragon Archfiend, which makes things like Red Rain and Red Zone live that require Red Dragon Archfiend cards. So unfortunately, my opponent, like I say, they didn't want to actually interact with me in any way, so it was just kind of an easy duel. But this shows the board that you can end up with if you do get an Obsessive Overloop in the loop. You can really end up with something quite strong at the end of it. So yeah, we're taking a 1-0, but it's kind of a cheeky 1-0, I understand. So let's move on to the next duel and see what we can get here. So we're going to go first again. And again, it's not too bad. It's not quite as strong a hand as what we had before, but we can at least go in for our plays with our Red Rising Dragon, and because we've got the Crimson Resonator already, we can use its effect in order to summon out the other Resonators from the deck, which is allowing us to get our Crimson guy, which is going to get us a decent board by the end of it. We can also get our Obsessive Overloop into our hand, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to get a whole lot of use out of it in the hand. So we can summon it to the field by banishing our Scar Dragon Archfiend. We do get the Scar Dragon Archfiend back live again. So we are in a decent position here, and we're up against Horus, which Horus is always kind of a scary deck. So straight away, we're just going to start trying to negate things that he wants to do with the King Sarcophagus here. He realises that it's fully negated, and he just scoops there. So, yeah, again, another really quick one. I do apologise. Don't worry. Last duel of this video is a real doozy. So, don't worry. We do have some fantastic duels with this deck still. This time we're going second, and we're up against Dark Magician. With, honestly, access to the one-card combo, and again, somebody who I'm not sure he knew quite what he wanted to do with his Dark Magician deck here. He's ended on a Dark Magician girl plus one set and then pass. So we could just go in for our plays here. And of course, we already have the Absolute Powerforce in our hand as well, which is going to cause a lot of damage in this duel. Let me tell you right now. So we summon out our Scar Dragon Archfiend, grab our Crimson Gaia, and go into our Bastille Dispatcher, summoning out the Red Dragon Archfiend. And we don't need to go any further than that, or at least I didn't feel like I needed to. Absolute Powerforce managed to do 4,600, so that we can easily clean up with the Bastille Dispatcher. So unless he has something truly magical in that back row, we were always going to be fine there. So we're 3 duels and 3 quick wins to go here. Going on to our 4th duel. Can we go? It will be our first episode that we've ever done of Win-Loss Record where we actually go 5-0. So can we do that? That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? Alright, so we're grabbing our Crimson Gaia here in order to be able to search for our red zone. Lowering the level of the Soul Resonator to go into our Red Rising Dragon. Red Rising Dragon going to summon back the Crimson Resonator and then summon out a bunch of Resonators to the field. It's not ideal because we actually got the Soul Resonator with nothing to really go into with there, but we already had the Synchron Resonator in hand, so Soul Resonator is just going to have to sit there. If he's got anything with piercing, that's going to suck, but we are playing Dark Magician again by the looks of it, with the Eternal Soul being set and the Illusion of Chaos going into the Magician's Rod, which we're just not going to negate. Magician's Souls is going to summon out his Dark Magician, and we are going to banish it instantly, which puts our Bastille Dispatch alive, allowing us to negate the Timaeus, and he scoops for our 4th win. So, yeah, again, strong board that allowed us to win that one pretty easily. Just shut down everything that Dark Magician could do. Now, this last one here is where it's going to get interesting. I'll tell you ahead of time, we are up against Kashtira in this duel. And here we go with Soul Resonator coming out. He allows us to use our normal summon, and then he's going to shift at us. So, honestly, this could have been a lot worse if he'd have shifted us slightly beforehand, then it would have been a little bit worse for us because we wouldn't have got that Vision Resonator in the graveyard. But we do have to end on a Soul Resonator Bone Archfiend pass, which is not good. However, we can kind of just spoil his party a little bit just by sending that first monster that he summoned to his banish. And he doesn't have enough strength to attack over the Bone Archfiend, which is really nice that we're going to at least get to survive and no longer be under the effects of Shifter. But we are under the effects of Anti-Spell Fragrance, which... oh, it's not good. We've already got Crimson Gaia on the field, though, so we don't need to worry about that. We can use Soul Resonator to do our search. And he's going to start locking down some of our monster zones, which, you know that this sucks when Kashtira does it. You know it's coming, but it does suck. Red Rising Dragon gets to summon back and summon out the Scar Dragon Archfiend into the extra monster zone, just making use of that little bit of extra space that we've got. We're going to pop the continuous trap so that we don't have to worry about that in the future. Bring a copy of Crimson Gaia to our hand and then destroy all monsters that he's got other than the Shangri-Era. Now, we've got to work on getting these materials off this Shangri-Era, essentially. So we're going to do that just by attacking over it here and getting rid of that last one. And then we set our back row and pass. So, yeah, we're in a strong position here. It's not a bad position to be in. We managed to pop his Shangri-Era, which opens up the rest of our monster zones. And we're going to negate him as well from being able to do that. And banish everything except for our Bastille Dispatch off the field. Doesn't matter that he's going to banish a couple of things face down because he now has nothing available to him. And we can summon back our Scar Dragon Archfiend that is banished. We're going to negate that Max C. And Soul Resonator is going to come in and allow us to clean up by summoning out a Red Rising Dragon. But he's only got Anti-Spell Fragrance on the field. We don't need to go any further than this. So we're just going to start attacking directly. And we are going to win our first episode 5-0, which is the first time that we've managed to do that. Fantastic work from Red Dragon Archfiend. Hopefully we can keep this up for the rest of the month. We're starting off at a 5-0, which is the best record that we've ever had to start off win-loss record. So we've got 3 more weeks of Red Dragon Archfiend to come. If you have enjoyed it, then please do subscribe, and I will see you next time.